Hi everyone, welcome back to this series of video tutorials on machine learning with Python. As discussed in my earlier video, we'll be learning about functions, user-defined functions in this video, in this series. Basically, we have already known about what are functions. Functions are block of codes which are reusable and they perform a single related actions. Basically, they have a name, and within that name we write our codes as we have learned earlier, and we use this function multiple times or anywhere we like inside our codes. So similar to your print and input functions, the functions we define, which is defined by ourselves, can also be used in the similar way. So here let's first see how to define a function in Python. We just start with the keyword def, then we give the name of the function, then we give open braces and close braces and then colon. So this is how you write the function, how you start the function. This is the name of the function, open braces and close braces. Inside these braces we pass the parameters. What are parameters? I'll get back to it later on. Now a simple function without any parameters. So here inside this function, what I'm doing is I'm declaring a equals to 10, b equals to 20, c equals to a plus b, then return C. Over here, do remember the indentation. So the indentation is very important. So over here, after you define the function, you need to indent it by one tab. Okay, so this is how the function works. Now simply doing this will not execute this code. It will just declare the function. So nothing has happened here, but in order to use this function, we need to use it somewhere in our program. So similar to our function input, my func1 also can be called by using the function name and open and close braces. So here I'm assigning the function my underscore func1 to var1. So whatever this function is returning over here, the return C, and I'm printing the value here of var1. So here when this function is being called, it will assign 10 to A, 20 to B, and C, A plus B to C, which is 30. So 30 return C. 30 is being returned here, and once we call this function, whatever is returned here will go to var1. Then I'm saying print var1. So let's execute. Here it's printing 30. Over here, return what the function does is it may return multiple values or single values in Python. So what this return C does is, or return does is, whenever this function is being called, whatever value is returned here is returned to the calling part of the program. If it has no return value, okay, so you cannot assign it like this because it doesn't return anything. So let's see what happens here. Here none, because this function returns nothing. But inside here, if I say print value of C is percentage %d C, So let's see here. So it gives an error, but you can just do like this, just simply call it here and it will work. Sorry, percentage d should be here, and percentage should be here. Here you go. So this is how it works. So a function may return a value or may not return a value. Now over here, passing parameters. Here I already told, inside the braces you pass the parameters. If you see here, I'm defining my func2, my underscore func2, and I'm saying c equals to a plus b, return c. Here a is the value that I'm passing as a parameter to my underscore func2, and b is also the second parameter. So I'm saying return c. C is a plus b, which is this plus a, the value passed here. So here when I'm calling the function my func2, I'm passing parameters 100 and 20. So 100 goes to a, 20 goes to b. So c equals to a plus b, which is 100 plus 20 is 120, and I'm returning c. So the value 120, which is the value of c, will go to var1. So and I'm printing var1 here. Here 120. Now as we already know about a function, how it is defined and how it is called, now let's do a simple calculator creation based upon the lessons we have learned till now, functions and the conditional statements we learned. So over here I'm declaring a function my underscore calc1, and I'm passing three parameters, a, b and opr, where a and b would be our values in which we want to perform our operations, and the operation we want to perform will pass it to opr. So here the colon, remember the syntax. Now I'm checking if opr equals to plus, then c equals to a plus b, else if minus, then c equals to a minus b, else if opr equals to into, then c equals to a into b, else c equals to a slash b, which is a divided by b, return c. So c will be returned when you call this particular function, and we need to pass three parameters. So num1 equals to, I'm saying input, integer of input the first number, integer of input of second number, and then operation, input the operation you want to do, and then I'm calling the function my underscore cal1 over here with these values, and then I'll get the values, and I'm printing the values here. Let's execute. Here first number 20, second number 20, first number 10, second number 20, and operation, suppose I want plus. Here the plus of 10 and 20 is 30. So this is how it is working. This is the printf, the print function. So this is a simple calculator which uses your conditional statements as well as a function. Now pass by references. What does pass by references means? In Python, all the values you pass as a parameter to a functions are passed by reference. So what pass by reference means? The values can be changed within the function, and the same will be reflected in the calling programs. Here what it means is, Here you can see I'm declaring a function f1 and I'm passing a string to it, and in that, I'm passing a parameter str1, and in this str1 the zeroth value I'm replacing with the value at the zeroth index, I'm replacing with set. So str equals to, I'm creating a list of characters which is string. str is a list with a b c d e f values. Now I'm printing the str before calling the function, and after that I'm calling the function f1 here. F1 doesn't return any value, so I can directly call it here without any value assignment because it has no return statement, otherwise it will give none. So I'm passing this here and I'm printing the value of str after calling the function. So after the calling the function, it should be z b c d e f. Let's see, let's execute and see here set. So what this means is you pass the str inside this f1 function. The f1 function changes the value at 0th index to set, and that value is reflected in your program. After you call the function, the value is reflected here, which means you are passing the value by reference. You are not passing by values. Passing by values means after this str1 the function changes the value here, it is not reflected back in pass by values. So in Python, all functions, whatever values you pass are passed by reference. So this is what is passed by reference. What it means is all variables passed as parameters can be changed within the function, and same will be reflected in the calling programs. Here you pass this string here to this function, it changed the value at 0 index to z, and it got reflected here. Now required parameters, keyword parameters, default parameters, and variable parameters. Now what does default required parameter means? Required parameter means the one without asterisk. That means you have to pass the value for this particular parameter. And what does default value means? Here age par equals to 20, which means if you don't pass the age par variable value for age par, then it will be by default age par will be 20. And asterisk OTH, what does this means is these are variable parameters. Any parameters you pass from these two parameters are put into OTH as a sequence. So here what I'm defining a function, my func3, and I'm using two parameters, name par and age par, and I'm passing star OTH. That means OTH is a variable parameters which can take multiple values. Now how it works we'll see soon. Print name is %s and age is %d, and I'm printing the age par, name par, and age par. Now this star OTH will become a tuple. It is a tuple of values. So for top in OTH, what I'm doing is I'm looping inside this OTH tuple, and I'm printing the values in this tuple, and then I'm just giving a return statement. So here I'm calling my func3. So what does this do is it will assign Joseph to name par, and it will assign 20 to age par because I have not passed the second parameter, and I don't have the other parameter, the third parameter, which is the tuples, or more than the third parameter. So this will print name is Joseph and age is 20, and here I am again calling the same function with age part 35 and name part Joseph. So when you are passing the parameter names like this, what it means is you no need to have the sequence of passing the values parameters. So you can have it in any way, but you need to name it. So here then it will print name is Joseph and age is 35. Now here my func3 I am calling it as Joseph, the first parameter, second parameter is 40. That means it will say name is Joseph and age is 40. Then after it will start printing all these values by using this particular for loop. So it will print 1 2 3 4 5. So let's see. See, this is for the first call. Age is 20. Here I did not pass the 20 parameter, the age bar parameter, so by default it is 20. It did not have any the parameter after the second one, so there is nothing to print. In this one I am passing age bar by passing the values by name of the parameters, and age bar is going to this age bar, and name bar is going to name bar. So Joseph, name is Joseph and age is 35 because I have passed 35 here. Name is Joseph and age is 40 in this case. Name is Joseph and age is 40, and then I am printing this one. So I am printing the rest values from here 1 2 3 4 5. So any parameters you pass apart from the defined parameters goes to the third parameter, which should be starting with asterisk, or any parameter which should start with asterisk OTH, and this will be a tuple which contains the values here. So this is how it works. Now lambda. What is lambda? Lambda is an anonymous function. Sometimes you may need to do a very small part of programming to do a function. So the function may be very short. So instead of writing a very big function, we can just define a function like this. Sum is the name of the function, and lambda is a keyword which helps in defining the anonymous function. This is the anonymous function, and then your a1 and a2 are the parameters you are passing to lambda, and a plus a2, a1 plus a2 is what you are going to do with the function parameters you have passed. So what it means is your lambda takes the parameters, and then after the colon you need to specify what you want to do with the parameters. So here now the sum is a function. So inside sum, whatever parameters you are passing are these parameters, and whatever you are doing is this one. So I am passing x equals to sum 40, 20, and I am printing x, which should be 40 plus 20 is 60. So this is anonymous functions. We'll be doing in more detail about lambda when you go to the more advanced level. So over here, just a simple information on what is a lambda. You can give another parameter here, a3, and you can pass another parameter here, 10. So let's run it. So it gives only 60 because you have not done anything here. So let's do into a3. So it should be 20 into 10, 200 into 800. So it should return 800. Sorry. So it is doing in sequential. So what it is doing is a1 plus a2, which is 60. Oh, this looks a little bit weird. What is happening here? Let me put a bracket here. Yeah, so it's 600. What is the weird thing that happened here? Okay, I'll figure it out and let you all know in the next session. So now, what are global variables and local variables? Global variables are defined outside of the functions, and whatever variables you use inside the functions are your local functions. So here you can see add up 0, and here I'm defining add function, add underscore function with n1, n2 and star n3, which where n3 is the tuple with all the other parameters except the first two parameters, and add up equals to 0. This is outside this add func, so it is global variable. Now here I'm saying add up, see same name, add up equals to n1 plus n2, which is your local variable for this function. Here for n1 and n3, where n3 is your the other parameters other than the first and second parameters, and I'm saying add up plus equals to n. So what it does is it add ups equals to, here it will be add up equals to add up plus n. So it will go on adding up the values after this. Here print add up inside the function as local variable %d. I'm printing the add up function after this loop completes. Then I'm saying return add up. So here I'm saying add func 10 20. So I'm passing the first two parameters, so it will be add up n1 plus n2, which is 10 plus 20 is 30, and it will return add up, and also it will say add up inside that is 20, and here I'm printing add up outside the function. So add up outside the function is still 0 because the add up has not been changed. So let's try to run it. Here add up inside the as local variable is 30 and outside is still 0. Here inside the function, because I have passed 30, 40 and 5, so it is going to add 10 plus 20 plus 30 plus 40 plus 5, which is 105, and the global variable is still 0. Now let's say I pass add up here. So what is going to happen? Let's see. So the add up over here is 0 now, so it is being added here, the add up is being changed over here, and then where n1, and then it is returning the values here 95 and 0 because add up has not been changed yet. But if you had put n1 here, then n1 is now add up, so your add up would be some changed values here, so your add up will be 0 plus 20, which is 20. Add up reference before assignment. Over here, so I need to add up equals to 0 here. Okay, so add up inside the local function as local variable is 75, and your add up is passed over here, and when the function is called, it is given the add up as 0, so it returns the 0 value here because your add up has not been changed. So this is how it works. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.